In this video, we will demonstrate the capabilities of balance sheet reconciliation and certification in Redwood Robotics. Before we go into the application, let's compare how reconciliations are performed in both a manual world today and what this might look like in Redwood Robotics. The As Is section will provide the number of manual steps it takes to perform a reconciliation. This includes getting data from multiple sources or from your general ledger, putting that information to Excel, routing this for approval via workflow, and then archiving the results. As you notice when we apply robots from Redwood Robotics to the same process, we're only left with two manual steps. These are typically control points in order to certify the GL balance. Since reconciliations are typically a scheduled event, when the reconciliation is ready for my review, I will simply receive a notification in my inbox. I can click on the link below that will take me directly to the reconciliation form in order to complete the review of the reconciliation. Before we look at the reconciliation form, let's take a look at what some of the robots have done prior to sending the reconciliation form to the reviewer. In this case, information has been retrieved from our ERP system regarding the balance and the line items that make up that balance. We've also used robots to attach any text or attachments from the ERP system. What's important is that every line has rules applied to it to understand the way the person would whether or not that line item should be included in the balance of that account. Once those rules have been processed, a request is sent to review the reconciliation. Now back to the reconciliation form. Remember, this was a link that was sent to me via my email, letting me know that the reconciliation has been reviewed and analyzed by the robots, and then letting me know there's additional items or lines that I need to look at to see if they do or do not substantiate the balance. The information that's been provided is data such as here at the top, which is the master data around the account. This will give me information such as what system I'm connected to, the current balance, risk level, account number, and a due date. I also have the ability to attach comments or any supporting documentation to this reconciliation. This middle section is for analytics. What this is telling me based on the current pivot is out of the overall balance, this amount, 2.566 million, remains unanalyzed. I can also see that there were some items that the robot has already marked as correct, therefore leave me only the unanalyzed portion of this balance to explain. Down below are all the line items that make up this GL account. If I want to filter simply on those line items that remain unanalyzed, I can click on this amount and bring up the two lines that remain unanalyzed. Based on the business rules that we had around this account, I can see right here that the reason why these lines remain unanalyzed is that the balance or the amount for these two lines is too high. They need a manual review. I can review documentation that's been carried forward. I can click on a line. I can apply different types of exception handling, meaning I could mark this as reviewed if I believe the current document supports the reason why this amount is over $1 million in our case. I could create an action item. This would give me the ability to assign this item to another individual along with the description, and then apply a deadline so I can track to make sure that this item is resolved in a timely manner. Additionally, I could apply documentation on my own or add comments. In this case, I believe these items are supported by the documentation that was carried forward. I will mark both of these items as review, leave a description or a comment, and those items have now been moved to corrected. You can see my comment and the person that created the action. Once my review of this reconciliation is complete, I will simply push request review, and this will route this to the next workflow that needs to approve this reconciliation. When we go back to our diagram, you can see that the box that has request review is now green, and we have a yellow box which is now the approval has been requested. This will initiate the workflow to the next person that needs to sign off on this reconciliation. This individual will also receive a notification in their inbox alerting them to the fact that a reconciliation needs to be approved. Additionally, all tasks and messages are also sent to an inbox that's included within the application. This provides a link and the ability to add additional files, notes, or accept a reconciliation directly from the link in the inbox. When the approver clicks on the link, they will see the same form that I just reviewed. The difference is now some information is view only, but they have a lot of the same actions. The information is here populated the same as it was on the form that I reviewed. This person can add comments and supporting documentation as well at a reconciliation level. They also will have the ability to view the pivot. Again, this one was based on aging, but I have a number of varieties of way I can sort this data. You'll see an additional field here where now I have items that are corrected. This means that these are the items that the human looked at and provided additional information for. Once again, by clicking on the link of the value, I can see the two items that were corrected. In this case, the approver can see that there's support was attached. I'm the person that did it, and I believe that the items are correct in terms of how they relate to the balance. If the approver is happy with this information, they can simply click select, confirm that that's the correct action to take, and when we refer back to our flow, we will actually see that we have finalized the balance sheet approval, we've archived the information, and the process is now complete.